When it comes to modern computing, efficiency is everything. And the real secret to that efficiency, it's not just about more power or faster hardware. It's about smart automation, making the system truly work for you. So today we're going to dive into one of the most essential built-in automation tools in the Linux world, Crontab.
Here's our game plan. We'll start with why automation is so incredibly important. Then, we'll get to know Crontab itself. After that, we'll break down its scheduling language, see it in action with some practical examples, and wrap up with how this one tool can help you truly master your system.
All right, so let's kick things off with the fundamental question. Why even bother with automation? Well, it's all about changing how we manage our systems, moving from constantly putting out fires to preventing them from starting in the first place.
Just think about that for a second. What if all the routine but necessary tasks, like backups, cleaning up log files, running system checks, what if they just happened, on time, every time, without you ever having to think about them? That's not a far-off dream. It's the entire point of task scheduling. And what's really crucial to understand is that this isn't just about saving a few minutes here and there. It's about something much more important: reliability. Every time a human performs a repetitive task, there's a tiny chance for a mistake. Automation completely eliminates that risk. It ensures consistency and builds a far more robust system.
So, that leads us right to the tool that makes all this magic happen on virtually every Linux system out there. Let's meet Crontab.
So what is it exactly? Well, Crontab, which stands for Cron table, is the command you use to talk to the Cron daemon, a service that's always running in the background. Think of it as your personal assistant for the operating system. You use Crontab to give it a to-do list and a very, very specific schedule.
And its uses are practically endless. We're talking about scheduling daily reports, automating crucial backups, running routine software updates, and just handling all that general system maintenance that keeps things running smoothly. Crontab is really the unsung hero behind a stable Linux environment. Okay, so to really wield this power, you've got to speak its language. And Crontab's language is all about time.
Now, don't let this table look intimidating. It's actually incredibly logical. Every scheduled job is defined by this one line. You have 5 fields dedicated to time, and then the command you want to run. It goes in order: minute, hour, day of the month itself, and finally, the day of the week. Once you get these 5 fields down, you can schedule absolutely anything.
Yep, every single cron job you'll ever write boils down to this exact structure. It's the precision of these 5 fields that gives you such incredible, fine-grained control over your system's automated processes.
Now, here's a quick but important distinction. There are actually 2 different places these schedules can live. You have your own personal Crontab for your own tasks, but there's also a system-wide Crontab that administrators manage for jobs that affect the entire machine. For most of your day-to-day automation, you'll be living in your user-specific file. Okay, enough theory. Let's get our hands dirty and see how this actually works in the real world. We'll start simple and build our way up. This right here is the hello world of Crontab. That little asterisk, the star, is a wildcard. It basically means every. So 5 stars in a row means every minute of every hour of every day of the month, and so on. Now, you probably don't need to run a script every single minute, but this perfectly shows you how powerful that wildcard concept is. This is where it gets really interesting. The real power comes when you combine these special operators. The comma lets you specify multiple distinct values, like at 1 a.m., times, and 11 a.m. The hyphen defines a range, like every hour between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. And the slash sets a step or an interval, like run this every 10 minutes. This is how you build truly useful schedules.
And check this out. To make life even easier, Crontab has these fantastic shortcuts built right in. Instead of trying to remember the 5-0 syntax for midnight, you can just write @daily. It makes your Crontab file so much easier to read. And @reboot is a real game changer. It lets you run any command or script automatically every time the system starts up.
So you've written your jobs, but how do you manage them day to day? It's actually super simple. Your entire workflow is basically 2 commands: Crontab -L to list what's currently scheduled, and Crontab -E to open up your schedule in an editor. That's it. And for system administrators, being able to peek at another user's jobs is, of course, absolutely essential.
So when you step back and look at the big picture, what does all this really mean?
It means you're fundamentally changing your relationship with the system. You're gaining a new level of control.
So, what should you take away from all this? First, Crontab gives you incredibly flexible and precise control over timing. Second, it delivers that set-it-and-forget-it reliability that is the whole point of automation. Third, it allows every user to manage their own automated tasks. And finally, those simple keywords make your schedules clean and easy to understand.
And really, this is the heart of the matter. When you master a tool like Crontab, you stop being a system janitor who just reacts to problems. Instead, you become a system architect, building a proactive strategy where the system maintains itself, anticipates its own needs, and runs with a level of consistency you could never achieve manually.
So I'll leave you with a challenge. Think about the repetitive, tedious, or error-prone tasks you do every day on your system. The real question isn't if you should automate, but what you can offload to your system right now. What will you automate first?